Rollercoaster, baby.
Hai că v-am amenințat corect până la urmă. Suntem aici la Summer Well. Primul artist al zilei este și cel pe care o să-l avem acum invitat în studio. E deja în studioul nostru, Christopher Taylor, a.k.a. SOHN. Welcome.
Welcome,
Hi,
SOHN.
thanks very much for having me. Hi.
It's a good thing that we both don't like the German pronunciation of it. It would be SOHN, right?
Zone.
Yeah.
But it's a nice word.
You have recently said in an interview that you moved to Vienna because you got tired of London. Where is the place you call home now?
So now I'm in Los Angeles. Since the last 9 months or something like that. I was in Vienna for 6 years.
Yeah.
And then basically I finished the album, finished touring. And when I got home from a year and a half of touring, I just didn't have a home anymore, so I moved to Los Angeles instead.
Do you believe that for an artist and his art, his national identity is not that important?
I don't know. I think it's important in a way. You know, it's like it's what goes into you. It's probably less important now than it would have been 30 years ago because of course everything is sort of global. But I don't think that you would be able to necessarily. I don't think that I would be me if I were from America, for example.
Yeah.
I don't think the same kind of subtleties would go into what makes the thing what it is.
But do you think your music now is influenced by the Austrian and German culture?
I'm not sure if I would say by the culture. I would say probably the thing which probably resonates most is the difference in the people and the way that the people are and the way that life feels. I think that definitely the fact that I was living in Austria when I made my album had something to do with why it sounded like it did, even though it maybe was
darkish.
Kind of dark. You know, it rained a lot and it was cold. But you know, like I made it in December at night time, so you know that's why. But.
So traveling around the world to create music helps you throughout the process?
No, it really just doesn't help. It's the opposite, because it's very difficult to feel like you have a kind of a root, and the root is so important to what you're about to make that it's actually. Now I'm on the second album, and it's like, okay, cool, you've been traveling around the world for 2 years, it should be easy now. No, it's the opposite. It's like I don't have a feeling of roots, and so it's much more difficult to feel like you're in a place to calmly kind of create stuff.
But what do you do when the inspiration stops?
I sit crying at a table, looking at the floor, you know, sort of wishing that I'd never got into music and I was a gardener instead.
Blank page syndrome.
Yeah. There's lots of blank pages where I live. It's like all the wallpapers are blank pages.
During the last couple of weeks, I had your blood flows in heavy rotation, in my show, heavy rotation. Sometimes even twice during my show. Is my new obsession, your song.
Ooh, thanks.
Is there a story behind this song?
This was a song which I wrote about listening to other songs to inflict pain on yourself.
Wow.
It was like listening to a song which gives you memories of something which you want to forget, but you listen to it over and over and over again out of some kind of sadomasochistic vibe. That's what the song's about.
All right.
You've been getting a lot of attention lately, both as a producer and as an artist, as a musician. Do you prefer to be a producer?
I don't know. I haven't worked that out yet. I don't.
Do you feel more comfortable doing?
There's such different things. You know, it's like actually a lot of the time doing my own stuff is the most tortured stuff. You know,
really?
Like when I'm working for other people, it's very easy to make a decision on the music or the creative stuff because you just have an instinct and you let it happen. When you're doing stuff for yourself, you've got all of these other things going around, like, oh, but what about when I play it live? Or what about, I don't know, what about what that one critic said 2 years ago? You know, all these stupid things are in your head a little bit with your own music. And with other people's, it's much more easy for me to say, hey, I can see what's great about what you do. This is what we should do. With me, it's like I feel a bit like I need someone there to tell me what is great about what I do, because at the moment it's that person is me. So I'm sitting there going, making something and feeling good about it, and then half an hour later I just say, no, this is rubbish, this is terrible, and then I just close it down. Whereas I think if I was the producer, I'd be sitting there saying, no, this is really good, just keep going,
And if you would be given the chance to produce any artist in the world, who would it be?
Right now I'm thinking Lauryn Hill.
Why?
Really?
Yeah, I just think she's like such an interesting character and has got such an amazing voice, and just something tells me that it
There's
could be
more
a
to
great
come.
album to make.
Yeah. Is it no fact for an artist it is quite hard to overcome the success of his first album?
So no pressure, thanks.
Yeah. Anyway, in your case, do you think it will be harder to create a better album than Tremors?
Yeah.
Wow.
No,
what
only
what
because,
influences it will
only because I'm sitting there right now going, I hate you. But yeah, who knows? Like I know, like I've made lots of work in my life, and I know that it's just, you have to just wait. There's nothing else you can do. You have to keep working. You have to keep allowing yourself to be in the headspace for it to happen. But then you just have to wait. There's nothing else you can do. Like, you can't force it. You can't kind of say to yourself, oh, if I do this, it works. So it's kind of incredibly frustrating, but you just have to keep being in the position to work and wait, basically.
Have you written songs already?
A few, but not. I haven't gotten to the point where I kind of, the way that I think about it is like, the songs are like water, and right now they're up to my knees, and so I'm like, yeah, whatever, water. But at some point what happens is you write enough that it gets up to your chest, and then you let it wash you. And so I'm waiting for that moment. I'm like here right now. So
interesting.
Do you generally believe more in computers than in real people, or is it just for music?
I think they're all real. I think, I believe that computers are real and people. No, I actually I'm not much of a computer guy. I'm more into the hardware stuff, so I'm playing things with my hands. So yeah.
In the ancient time, the actors, or generally the artists, were seen as the instruments of gods, were playing to express themselves. Do you see yourself as the instrument of gods or entities, or
no?
As an artist.
I think that I actually more believe like they used to believe in like Greece, where they were like they would say like that. What would they say? They would say that, so they would never say someone is a genius.
Yeah.
They would say that genius has come to them. Like, they would say genius comes to you.
Yeah.
It's a thing which goes through you and leaves you again, which for me is much more what it's really like. It's like the genius part, the creative part, is something which is not each person. It's just something which comes and it goes. And it's really important to remember that, because otherwise you get this egotistical vibe where you all think, oh, I made this amazing thing, I'm amazing, which is not what it is. It's a moment of genius comes through you and leaves, and then you just have to wait for it again. So you kind of have to be humble and kind of just go like, come on, can you come back?
Artistic.
Can you please come back? So,
artistic waiting.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we have to stop it here.
We do.
The last question. Do you believe the electronic music will become more minimalist, or will get rid the vocal?
No,
vocalists?
I think it's going to go the opposite way. I think
more
that,
complex.
I think that it's gonna. I think that we hit the minimalist peak
last year,
yeah. And I think that people are going to start to pine for maybe a little bit more, less grid-like, more kind of loose and more acoustic instrumentation, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
To catch you later.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Summer Well Special Edition cu Alexandru Anghel și Bogdan Șerban.
Roller coaster, baby.